Welcome back to another episode of the Bridge the Gap podcast powered by Revenue Reimagined. I am here to do the only good thing that I do, which is introduce our amazing guest, who is Ned Arick, the director now, different title, y'all, Director of Business Strategy at the small little place called acquisition.com, where he works alongside Alex and Leila Hormozi to help founders scale. Here's the thing, though. He's been the first sales hire, the first sales leader, an operator in the trenches of startups and scale-up. He's led go-to-market at companies like Canny and Attic, built growth teams from scratch, and now is actually working with founders and portcos to advise them on what drives revenue. Big changes have happened since we spoke last. Ned, welcome back to the show, man, from my hometown.
Yeah. Thanks, y'all, for having me. I'm excited to be back. And yes, big changes from your hometown, man.
Why are you not in a casino with like all the dinging shit in the background when we're having this episode? Like Ned should be taking this while he's playing. Excuse me, I have to decide my next hand at the blackjack table.
Yeah. Little do you know, I'm in a back room in the Win right now. So
okay, perfect.
Is this
the back room because they kicked you out for counting cards?
Yeah, I made too much money last night. You know?
Nice. Send some my way, please.
It's so funny. Ned, thanks for joining again. And you've been like a first sales hire, and now you're scaling into strategist. So you've been both first sales hire, first sales leader more than once. What keeps pulling you back into the early chaos?
Insanity.
I was going to say insanity. I will say I've been very blessed in my career, and I've been given opportunities by people who probably shouldn't have given me up the opportunities, but they saw something in me. And I really do love being able to see a business go from where it is to where it's meant to be. And I've been through a lot, right? You know, I started in tech, I was in consulting, started a home services company, sold it, got put on, like we've done everything across the gamut. I think the only thing I haven't done is e-commerce. And so at this point,
it's only thing you haven't done.
Yeah, there you go. That is one thing I probably won't go into. But I think from my perspective, like getting pulled back in is just, you know, I see all of these individuals and entrepreneurship is booming. It has been booming. And it's a hard space. It's a lonely space. And for me, if I can go help one founder, you know, change the trajectory of their business, their life, their family, it just fires me up.
So I think that's interesting when you talk about changing the trajectory of their life and their family. I think that's a side that, and listen, we're all founders or have been founders. I think that's a side that a lot of people don't talk about, is the impact that being a founder has on your family. Like it's a whole different world. Like, and Dale and I have talked about this a bit. Like, I was petrified to go out on my own, and like this fool's like, oh dude, just do it, it'll be fine, don't worry about it, like it's gonna be great, everything's wonderful. Like it's a real impact, right? Like Saturday phone calls, Sunday phone calls, like everything stops. Like how do you, especially now in your role, like how do you have that conversation with founders about like this is what it really takes to be successful?
I mean it really is just being blunt, like it, because I think too often it is sugar coated, right? And not to say that, you know, Dale, you sugar coated it to Adam. You did a great job getting, you know, where you now are co-founders. But I think too often it is sugar coated in the sense of like we see the end result on social media. We see the cars and the planes and on the beach. And
the rented cars and planes?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Did you know that there's actually like plane
companies?
That will like literally rent you just like the cockpit for the day. Yeah. It's probably not the cockpit,
it's
whatever
like,
they call it.
Yeah, they have like in a
studio, I'd imagine.
Studio, It's like
That's crazy. Anyway.
There's a big Section 8 guy who I won't mention by name, who he's so big and made so much money on Section 8 that he now is going to sell you his secret for $5,000, right? Okay. And because he wants everyone to be as rich as him. But all of his videos are like with Rolls Royces and Lamborghinis and big houses, and everyone's like, all right, like show us the paper to show that you own that shit. and you're not
Yeah.
renting that stuff. I digress.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, but that's the truth, right? Like the aspect of like this is going to be easy. Hey, if you buy my course, it's going to be the easiest thing in the world. You're going to have 3 steps and you're going to make 7 figures in 7 days. It's just not the truth. And so I
Yeah.
think like in a lot of cases it really does just come down to like, hey, you have to be prepared for this work. And it's not for everyone. Like I do honestly think that there are 60 to 70% of people that are entrepreneurs probably should not be. I think the truth
Mm.
is there is like, there's an entrepreneur in all of us, right? But I think there is a piece of like, hey, some of you might not actually make it through the tough parts. And it doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you have a deep why. It doesn't matter if like, oh man, like I started this company because, I got let go during COVID and all. It's like, no, like your story doesn't matter. The market decides if you have value.
Yeah.
And sometimes the market decides that you don't have value. And that doesn't mean you're not a valuable human being or that you're not going to go be an amazing COO or an amazing VP somewhere. But it means that, hey, you might just not be an entrepreneur. And sometimes that's just the conversation that you have to have. And the cool part about here is like we are working with founders that are, $1 million and up in profit, right?
Yeah.
And so those people you typically don't have to have that conversation with. It's typically, the sales guy that just got let go from his last sales job that's now a sales consultant that you have to be
Oh,
like,
no, come on. You're being way too generous. The sales guy who just got let go from his sales job, who is now the go-to-market expert who's going to help you scale your startup, but the
yeah,
only title he's ever had is director of BDR.
exactly. Right. It's like, so I don't have to have those conversations here.
God bless you.
But yeah, I think there is a lot of just misinformation out there of what it looks like to be a founder. And like, hey, yeah, like you said, Saturday phone calls, Sunday phone calls, not going on vacation, really like actually putting focus into a thing and like understanding that you have to do more than you've ever done ever in your life. Because for most people, you've gotten by doing kind of just enough not to get fired, and you're still going to make whatever your salary is. And if you're in sales, you're going to hit quota and you're going to live a decent life. If you don't do the work as a founder initially, you're just going to fail.
Yeah, and the market's undefeated.
Yeah.
So like it's always undefeated. Like whether you think it's a good idea or a bad idea. And I know, if you go back into Alex's career, like, and not everything's a success. Like I don't think like you're gonna be successful in everything you do. Doesn't mean you stop doing what you love doing. Doesn't mean you're not an entrepreneur in particular. It just means that for that particular job section, product, service, the market doesn't see value in it. And so, I do think overall, you just need to be honest with yourself sometimes. There's a fine balance, right? Because when do you stop versus when you keep going? Because if you stop too early, you may kick yourself later on. But if
Yeah.
you keep going, you may kick yourself later on. So,
Yeah.
like,
It's the
what's your
push
risk
versus
tolerance?
pivot principle, right? Like
Yeah.
it's, hey, do I keep pushing or do I pivot? And I think there's, when you think about like push versus pivot, is I look at kind of like signal versus noise,
Mm.
right? And it's like, what are the signals telling you? And, and realistically, everything else is noise,
That's
right?
a
And
Steve Jobs thing, right? Steve Jobs was the one that said like when you go in on a day, you're gonna get pulled in 100 different directions. But are they signal or are they noise? And if you just follow your signals, then you're gonna actually execute properly.
yeah,
If you get pulled into the noise, like you're not gonna hit the 3 things that you need to finish on that day to be successful.
I mean, we talk about this a lot. I use similar but different verbiage, like when I'm talking to, reps or CS leaders or sales leaders, like whether it's customer complaints or rep complaints, like, is this important or is this loud? Like, I could have
mhm,
one customer who is an extremely low ARR customer who is blowing up the entire org with the problem that's so important to them, but in the grand scheme of things, probably doesn't matter. Yet you have 4 CSMs, 3 reps, 2 C-levels who are bringing this up to the product team as this is something we have to fix right now for this one customer. Whereas you have this giant customer who's having a major issue that impacts the whole, like many people, and they're being so quiet. Let's focus on the important, not the loud. Very similar thing that I think holds true across the board.
Yeah, and I think it's the same thing in entrepreneurship when you're trying to figure out like, hey, is this working versus not? And I think a lot of times, like Alex says, there's unlimited ways to get to $1 million as a company, like unlimited. Yep. And so I think it really just comes down to like, what is your goal, right? If you want to go be a trillionaire, right, and you like
that'd be nice.
That'd be cool, right? It's
I'm in. How do I do that?
You're probably not gonna do it by being like a restaurateur. Like,
right.
It's probably just not gonna happen, but you're gonna have to probably have some sort of really specialized AI type skill. If you want to go do $100 million, and especially if we're just talking valuation, you could go do that probably in the next 3 years in a couple of verticals and be pretty piss poor and make a couple of right decisions. And you could probably do that. Right. And so it's like, it's a matter of the vehicle that you're in. And I think that too often what happens is that people actually like don't think inside the box enough. And what I mean by that is like, I started an HVAC company.
Yeah.
So let's pause there for a second.
Yeah.
And the way that you said that, everyone thinks, not everyone, but there is a large quantity of people who think that the only way to, and these are my words, not yours, get rich, are to go form some sexy software company. And I want to hear your thoughts specific. Like, I started an HVAC company because let me tell you something. I was at a wedding in Chicago the other week with a plumber who probably makes more than all 3 of us put together. Yeah. It don't have to be sexy, y'all.
No. Yeah, I mean, it comes down to what is the upside, like plain and simple. And when I look at a business, it's like I've been a Warren Buffett fan for a long time, but, and I don't know if any of you guys know Andrew Wilkinson, but he's kind of like the Warren Buffett of like the like this new era. He owns Tiny Capital. And it's always like when you think about what you're going to go do, it's like, what's never going to go away, right? It's like, what are people going to always need, right? And so I think there's, and the thing that also is I actually look for blood in the water. I actually don't want blue ocean, because blue ocean means that I've got to go educate the market on this.
Education's tough.
It's super
education.
Tough. I've been a part of 2 startups that we've had to go educate. And we got really lucky that it wasn't a ton of education, but like it's a difficult first climb up that mountain when you're educating. Yeah. And so I look for blood in the water. Like, I mean, we had tons of competition in Greensboro, North Carolina. Chuck and his truck. We've got freaking major HVAC companies all across the Southeast that are working there. I want that, because if they screw up, Mary's going to Google, she's going to see us, and we're getting that call. We're going to get to put that sticker on there, and then you can start to build the brand, right? And so I think that's the thing that most people really miss out on is like, do the thing that other people are doing, and they're doing really well. It's like, in the Western culture, we've really kind of focused on innovation, which is cool from the perspective of like, thank you, Apple, thank you, Google, thank you, ChatGPT, OpenAI. That's awesome. 10 out of 10. But that was really cool behind you, Adam, by the way.
Yeah. So we're at the Gaylord Opryland, and there are fountains. Ned, you have one that's even cooler about 30 minutes from your house. Drive down to the strip, stand in front of the Bellagio. It'll make this look like your kid's little playpen in the backyard.
Yeah, I do. I could probably like walk there from where I am right now.
I just wanted to make Dale feel jealous with the background.
Because we've got fountains.
No
Dale, what
jealous.
do you have?
I'm home. I enjoy my house.
Yeah, Dale's like, I'm in Florida. What are you guys doing?
I'll go out my boat in a few minutes and take her right down to the beach.
But yeah, I mean, I think like from a Western perspective, we focus so much on innovation, when in reality, I think like when you look at like Eastern business style, it's very like iteration. It's look at the business that's doing it at like 80% and you go the rest of the 20. Look at the business
the last mile.
90%. Yeah, go that last mile, because it's like if someone's doing 100 million and the serviceable addressable market's $1 billion, like you can go get $100 million. You can go get $200 million. I think that's the thing that really differentiates the founders that I see be consistently successful than the ones that aren't. Like Sharon, who's the president here now, real estate. Like he was the president at Real Brokerage. Guess what's never going away? Homes. Whether we can sit there all we want and be like, people aren't buying houses. Yeah, they are. Like, but also real estate companies are starting like rental pieces of their business and things like that. They're taking it that next mile and becoming also property managers and leasing agents and things of that nature. It's like, what are those things? That's where you're going to see the most success. And that's why coaches, consultants, things of that nature, they're always going to exist. That's why it's a great model if you do it the right way, because a business is always going to need someone to come in and look at their strategy, come in and look at their marketing or their sales or whatever it may be, their go-to-market gap, if you will.
Nice.
It's like, those are the things that are always going to exist. That's where you double down on. You've got a ton of competition. You've got to build a brand. Your brand is your moat. But if you're thinking about going and starting a business, it's like, stop looking at, becoming the next new innovative idea.
People buy from people. That's why companies who invest in meaningful connections win. The best part? Gifting doesn't have to be expensive to drive results, just thoughtful. Sendoso's intelligent gifting platform is designed to boost personalized engagement throughout the entire sales process. Trust me, I led sales for a Sendoso competitor, and I could tell you, no one does gifting better than Sendoso. If you're looking for a proven way to win and retain more customers, visit sendoso.com.
It's just because it's so, like, for such a long period of time, B2B tech, and, you start with, Facebook, and then you go into like the SaaS world, and then you see all these companies, and like, it's what you don't realize, it's like a portion of a percent that actually make it through that process to be successful. And so, the blue collar type stuff is a big opportunity for people. That's why even college today, like, yes, there is a need for a lot of college people in places. AI will take over a lot of these jobs, or the mundane pieces of these jobs. The people that are super high level strategy, ensuring execution on the strategy, because the strategy is not enough anymore either. Like, yes, you can be a strategist, but you have to be a executable strategist and 100%. Not just a strategist.
Well, I think because the thing with strategy is no one's ever really defined it, right? The strategy is the allocation of resources, right? It is the prioritization and allocation of resources. Well, what do you do once you prioritize and allocate those resources? Because I can look at, oh, cool, we have, let's just say it's like we have a demand constraint in the business, right? We don't have enough people coming through the door. Okay, we've figured out what that constraint is, but if the company does a good job on social media and does webinars and does all these things, and they've got a really good like marketing side of the business, and they've just got an inbound sales team that needs more leads, it's going to take 12 or 18 months for you to actually build out and successfully execute on a cold outbound team.
Yep, 100%.
Right? So the allocation and the prioritization of resources should not be go hire 20 SDRs. It should be go become better at the thing that you're already doing. Go do more and make that better. And I think
Yeah.
that's where strategy really starts to become this like amorphous language, is because like, oh, I'm a strategist, right? Like I'm a director of business strategy, right? But the strategy, once you start to understand that strategy is about looking at the constraints, understanding the resources of where someone is, understanding where they are and what they're doing, and then really giving the advice and executing on the advice of what that team can do, and not saying, oh, just go hire 20 SDRs. Like that's where strategy becomes this very specific executable thing.
Yeah. You have to, like you said it perfectly. You can tell people what to do and they don't know how to go do it. You have to actually hold their hand and help them go do the thing that you're
Yeah.
suggesting them to go do. Because it's easy to talk about doing things. It's very difficult to actually do things. And
Yeah.
I
And it might
think
not be
that
worth them even doing it. It might not even be, it
100%.
may not
So
even be worth holding their hand across. It just may be worth doing more of the thing that's working.
how often do we run into that though? Both of those. Number one, I would say 80% of our engagements come to us from failed prior engagements with other companies of strategists who couldn't deliver.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then number two, is what is being proposed, Ned, to your point, worth doing, or is this the total wrong idea? Like,
Well,
there's
and is
lots of
it
shit that
even
I
the
want to try every
constraint?
day.
Yeah, is
Yeah.
it even the thing? Because I think, when I was at Close Loop, right, we did go to market consulting, and the amount of people that came to us that said that they had a sales problem, when in reality it was actually a customer success problem,
Yeah.
Oh, we could
right?
tell you stories, my friend, as I'm
Yeah,
sure you could tell us.
right. It's like, so I think a lot of times, and this is why, you know, Adam, you said like the the sales kid who now can become your go to market expert and grow your company. It's why you cannot be a strategist if you haven't seen everything, because you have to be able to identify the single constraint of the business. What is the bottleneck? What is the thing that is stopping? And when you are in the business, and I can say even when, we were running Beam and then Addicts, there were times that I had to like go out to a 40,000 foot view and be like, oh crap, like it actually isn't our sales that's the problem. It's just the fact that we don't have a lead nurture specialist. So people aren't showing up to the call. So our close rate is actually really good when they show up to the call. It's just not really good when they're like not showing up to the call. So like
Yeah,
from set to close, it
that tends
sucks.
to hamper close rates.
Yeah, right. Oh, duh, man. So it's like understanding that and being able to push back and say like, this is actually the constraint that's bogging you down, and then let's figure out what are the resources you have,
Mm.
what is the team that you have. Now if the constraint is people, then it's like, okay, cool, then what kind of person do you need, and then how do we go out and build a hiring funnel that's going to get you that person at the end of the day. Because, oh, by the way, if the constraint is marketing and you need more leads and you don't have a marketer and you don't have someone that understands that, well, we've got to go interview 25 agencies or we've got to go interview 100 people. Which one do you want to do first? Right. And so it's like, those are the kind of things that when you talk about strategy, it's a lot of like understanding, seeing the forest from the trees and being able to actually understand what it looks like to prioritize and allocate and then execute on the right things.
Yeah, it's execution beats ideas every single time, right? Like we
Yeah.
could all sit and talk about all these great ideas and the great strategies, and I think that's what differentiates the best revenue leader. Forget revenue leaders, the best anything that we
Mhm.
see every day. And I think that goes from CEOs even to like a conversation I was having with my kid before I left for this
Yeah.
trip about like, so he's in his freshman year of high school and he has this project and like it's all this. I could like fucking do something. Like we just got to pick something. We got to do it. We got to do it really, really, really well. So I agree with you.
Well, I, well,
So
I, I love that you actually brought up the project piece, because this
yeah,
is super interesting. One thing and I actually heard this from Sharon, was when you get like a task on your plate and it's like supposed to be, let's say you've got like a 2 week until it's due. do the first like 20% the first day you have it. Do the first like 50% the first day you have it. Just start the thing, because it's like, and then you just eventually you just start doing it. Like you're like, oh, cool. It's like,
I'm gonna play this for my kid, Ned, so he hears it from someone other than me.
yeah, I mean, it's like just start, because like, I truly believe that it's like the speed of learning comes from the volume of doing, right? We have the like framework here. It's more, better, new. Like you have to do more of the thing that's working, then do some things that are better. And then if all else fails, then we can sit there and go to like, let's do this new thing. And I think a lot of times when we have these like expanded time horizons, it's like, oh, cool. Well, I'll figure that out later. I'm going to go prioritize these things. But then in the last, 20% of time that you've got for it, you're like, oh shit, like I've got to go figure out how to get all this done in this short period of time. When in reality, it's like, just start the thing. And even if starting the thing is just a brain dump, like anytime I see a new company, I just brain dump. And then by the time that I'm ready to go have that conversation, dude, I know that business because I've brain dumped, I've started to research, then like I research, and then from there I'm like, oh, cool, this is what I think. Oh, here's the industry. This is what's going on. And it's like, by the time I know I'm 30 minutes in, and it's like something that I expected to take me 2 hours took me, 30 minutes just to get all of the knowledge that I needed. So it's just a matter of like, when you've got that expanded time horizon, just start doing something. It doesn't have to be good.
Yeah. People have procrastination because of fear, and
Mm-hmm.
fear is like wasted emotion. So like until you go to a place of like you're saying, just starting on something, because then you will complete it based on the things that you're doing versus like my procrastination of, oh, this might be hard. So you tell yourself, and then your brain says, okay, well, you should go, go get an ice cream or like whatever it
Yeah, do
is.
something
So,
easy, right?
You
yeah,
And
you
like
do
the
you
thing
do love
is,
ice cream, Bill.
I am. I am.
ice cream is good. It is.
Yeah.
I like ice cream while I'm doing the thing,
Ooh, I
Like,
like it. I tried to go for ice cream last night. So I'm in Nashville, who's known for Jenny's Splendid Ice Cream.
mm.
And my wife was like, nope, we're not going for ice cream. Don't need it. It's like, damn you.
Yeah, that's where you go for a midnight ice cream.
Ooh, I like it. So we only have a few minutes left. And before we go to rapid fire, I wanna just touch on your recent move. So like big name place, right? Like everyone knows who acquisition.com is. Like, were you sitting in your living room thinking like, man, one day I want to go work with Alex. Like I want to go work for these people. Or was this more of like a natural thing that just happened to be? Or did you like will yourself to go work with Alex from it?
I think it was perfect timing, is what it was. Addicts actually about a couple months ago finalized a merger with one of the largest solar installers in the country,
Nice.
which is cool. Yeah, I didn't hate that, but it was one of those things where during that whole experience, I was like, do I want to go do another 3 to 5 years and maybe take this thing public? It was like, not really. It didn't excite me too much. And so it was definitely I think if addicts hadn't have been going through that and we were, continuing to scale on our own, there's probably like a good chance that this, like the timing just wouldn't have matched. When this crossed my desk, it became like, I have to go do this. Like, absolutely. Like, I've been following Alex, like for those of people that know, it's like I got my start in fitness tech. So like I was selling mobile apps to gyms and he was like the gym guy. I
Yeah, the gym
remember
guy.
his first ad. It was like him in the hood, like selfie, like, yo, I got this stack of contracts. And it's like, dude, it's like a gym in a house. And it was like when I don't even think it was gym launch at the time. And so I've been following Alex. I mean, dude, I've got all the books. I literally have implemented, like, he's got this like on time, on budget, like thing that home services, like framework for home service. We did it, at Addicts and at Beam. Like I've been following him, have loved like everything. when Leila started putting out content about like culture and like the importance of culture, and like I ate that up. Like we implemented a lot of the things that she did. Like, so as soon as this crossed my desk, you know, I was like, this just, I have to do this. And it's like, this is like the first time in my career that I'm like, I'm looking out 10 years at a company. Cause I mean, you guys are in tech, it's 3 to 5. Right. Yeah. It's like, yo, what are we going to do in the next 3 years? We're going to sell this baby.
Yeah.
You know, and then we're going to go do something else. Here, it's like just the team that's here. I mean, I'm surrounded by absolute A players, and like real A players, not like, you know, just like the really cushy thing. I mean, these are studs like McKinsey alumni, BCG, Bain, like guys that have worked at Vector and like all of these places. And then, oh, by the way, just like their hiring process and the culture and the focus and just like, you know, they focus on competitive greatness. Like you have to be just like, no, you step into the ring and like, we go be the best in the world, like the end, hard stop. Like they focus on sincere candor, like tough conversations, but also being able to take those tough conversations and grow from those. And then like the other one is unimpeachable character, which I love. Which is just like the piece of like, dude, these are my values. This is what I stick to. And if you are against those, just like, we're not on the same team. And that's okay. Like, we don't have to be, but like, we're just not on the same team. And they stick by those. They hire by those principles. They fire by those principles. They promote by those principles. And it's just like, when I was just getting into it, and since I've been here, I mean, it is, I look back at the companies that I've run and started, and I'm like, dang, we sucked. You know?
It's humbling, right?
And it's so good. It's so humbling, and it's like so good to be in it. You know, I'm just excited every single day. I mean, we have 100 businesses that walk through the door every single day. The rate of learning is, you know, 10x. Everyone jokes that like a year here is 10 years anywhere else. Shoot, I've been here since August 20th, 25th. And like, so what, 3 weeks? And yeah, I totally agree. It feels like if a year is 10, 3 weeks is for sure a year. So
I love that. I'm so incredibly happy for you. And I'd love to, you know, dig, like, I would love to know, we don't have time for it. Like, I can imagine what the interview process was like and the conversations. And like, I'd imagine you don't just walk into acquisition.com and be like, hi, I'd like to work for you. Let's talk about one time. Like, give me an example of a time that you raved some revenue. I don't think it was like that, but it's going to be very exciting to see your journey, see acquisition.com's journey and how it is influenced by you joining. Before we wrap up, you know, we have to jump into some rapid fire because that's the way we roll. You've played this game before. What's the most underrated go-to-market role in an early stage company today?
Ooh, underrated go-to-market role, customer success.
Love that.
One sales trend that you're tired of hearing about?
That AI is going to kill salespeople. Like, relax. Calm down.
All right. So I know you just started in your new role, but if you weren't in sales, you're not in strategy, and you're not allowed to go back to fitness, what are you going to do?
Oh, dang, dude. Bus driver? Nah. Can't go back.
You got to start over tomorrow. Yeah, you can't go back to fitness.
Can't go back. Can't be in sales. Can't be in strategy. Got to start over tomorrow. Dude, I'd be like a long haul truck driver.
Nice.
You see the country. It's pretty dope. Like, you know, like you get some alone time. You get to like be on the road. Yeah. Let's say that. It's probably wrong, but let's say that.
That's all right. I'm in.
So I'm going to throw Adam off. We're going to wrap this up, but I'm going to ask a different question.
Wait a minute. You're not going to ask him his favorite vacation destination because we already know that answer?
We asked last time.
Well, now it's Neptune Beach because I don't live there anymore. So.
Touche.
So Alex always talks about never miss dessert. So what's your favorite dessert and why?
Cured by Cookies. It is a cookie company out of Orlando, Florida. They ship nationally. It is the best. I'm a cookie connoisseur. and it is the best cookie I have ever had in my entire life. Like,
Really?
dead stop. Like, every single person listening to this, you two both go order the September launch, like 100%. Tell her Ned sent you, and maybe I'll get a free cookie. I don't know.
All right. Well,
But
give
Cured
me
by
the name of
Cookies.
it. Give me the name of it one more time. I'm going to pull it up.
Yeah, so the company is called Cured by Cookies.
Cured by Cookies. And the website is cured by. Oh, that looks really good.
Bro, next level.
Okay, and they ship. Okay, I'm in.
Yeah. Oh, I made sure of it. We weren't moving to Vegas unless they did, you know?
That good. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in. Ned, thanks for joining the show, man. Thanks for sharing the cookie tip. I love a good cookie. And we're excited to follow your journey.
Thanks, guys, for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Of
man.
course.
Appreciate it.